Dear students, let us continue next class in the topic compressible flows, module 5 in the fluid mechanics subject. So this is the important derivation in the examination. So today's class. So in this class 3 we will going to derive an expression for velocity of sound waves in a fluid. Okay, so what is the question in the examination? In the examination, with a neat sketch, derive an expression for velocity of sound wave in a fluid. So you need to draw this figure. So just like cylinder and piston arrangement, here instead of cylinder, it is modified with a long pipe of uniform cross section area fitted with a piston. Okay, so we know that any disturbance creates the pressure wave in a fluid. These pressure waves travel with the velocity of sound waves in all directions. Consider a pressure wave which travel along x direction. In the figure shown, the model for propagation of pressure wave along x direction, that is one dimensional. Consider a long pipe of uniform cross section area fitted with a piston. Let the pipe be filled with compressible fluid. Initially the fluid is at rest. Now the piston is moved towards right and a disturbance is created in the fluid. This disturbance is in the form of pressure wave which travels with the velocity of sound in the fluid. Let V velocity of piston, A cross section area of the pipe, P and rho pressure and density of the fluid in the pipe before the movement of the piston, C velocity of the pressure wave or sound wave, dt small interval of time in which piston moves, L distance travelled by the pressure wave in the time dt, x distance travelled by the piston in the time dt. We know that velocity is given by distance travelled by time taken, or where distance is x here. Therefore, x is equal to v into dt. Okay, that is x is equal to v into dt. Similarly, L is equal to c into dt. As c is greater than v, L is greater than x. Thus, in the length of the tube L minus x, the fluid will be compressed. Due to this compression, the pressure as well as the density of the fluid will also change. Let P plus dP is the pressure after compression. Similarly, rho plus d rho density after compression. The mass of the fluid before compression for the length L will be m1. m1 is equal to rho into volume of the fluid up to L, where volume of the fluid is area multiplied by length. Okay, that is m1 is equal to rho AC into dt. So where L is replaced as C into dt here. Therefore, m1 is equal to rho AC dt. You will get it. Okay. Then similarly, m2 is equal to rho plus d rho into area into Cv minus V into dt. So equating the two equations, that is m1 m2, we will get rho AC dt is equal to rho plus d rho in bracket multiplied by area into C minus V in the bracket multiplied by dt. Here area get cancels. After rearranging the equations, rho C is equal to rho plus d rho in the bracket into C minus V in the bracket, which is equal to, opening the bracket, rho C minus rho C minus rho V plus C into d rho minus V into dP. So here left hand side and right hand side, rho C rho c gets cancelled in the left hand side and right side. In the above equation, rho c gets cancelled, okay, left hand side and right hand side of the equation. Therefore, c into d rho is equal to rho v plus v into d rho. You will get it, okay. As v is lesser than c and d rho is very small, v into d rho can be neglected. In the above equation, v into d rho, it is neglected. Therefore, c into d rho is equal to rho v, okay. Now when the piston is moved with velocity v for the time interval dt, the fluid which is initially at rest also moves with velocity v. Hence, the pressure of the fluid increases from P to P plus dP. Now, applying the impulse momentum equation. What is impulse momentum equation? Net force on the fluid is equal to rate of change of momentum. This is impulse momentum, okay. What is net force on the fluid? Which is given by pressure force after compression minus pressure force before compression. So pressure force after compression can be written as P plus dP into area minus P into A, left hand side, which is equal to right hand side total mass into total mass divided by time into change in velocity. The right hand side can be written as mass by time into change in velocity. Mass by time taken is given by rho a v. We know that mass by time taken is rho a v. Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity, that is v minus 0. Or you can arrange right hand side rho a. What is v? V is L by dt. Substitute v as L by dt, that is rho a L by dt into v minus 0. Left hand side you will get it a into dp, which is equal to right hand side. After simplification, you will get it rho into Cv. So afterwards, you will get it rho v is equal to dP by C. Substituting the above equation, that is rho v is equal to dP by C, in equation number 5. In the equation number 5, that is C into d rho is equal to rho v. Substitute right hand side as dP by C. So therefore we will get it C into d rho, which is equal to dP by C, or C square into d rho is equal to dP, or C square is equal to dP by d rho. Therefore C is equal to square root of dP by d rho. Okay. So up to this you have to derive an equation in the examination. C is equal to square root of dP by d rho, where what is C? Velocity of pressure wave or sound wave. Okay. From the above equation, it is clear that the velocity of sound wave is the square root of the ratio of change in pressure to the change in density of the fluid due to disturbance. Okay. This completes this derivation. Is that clear, all of you?